This week, the sun shifts into Leo, and we have a new moon in Leo as well. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, July 21st through Sunday, July 27th, 2025. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger, here with your intuitive energy forecast for the week. For this week, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. This is going to be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Psychic Reading Cards, and this deck is by Debbie Malone and Amalia Chidolescu. Okay, pulled that out of my stash, so we'll take a look and see what those messages are all about a little bit later. And speaking of which, before we get into the stones of choice or the astrology for the week, let's go ahead and close our eyes and do an empowered moment. So take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your body and clear your mind of all thoughts. Just focus on the present moment, the here and now, and imagining golden white light all around you. This golden white light is the energy of God, Source, Universe, Creator, Great Spirit, all that is. And as you see in your mind's eye that golden white light, or feel or sense or just know that it's there, I want you to take in a deep breath and imagine that you're breathing in that golden white light into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, you're letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs in this moment. And shift your attention now to your solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is right above the navel, also known as the third chakra. And see this beautiful ball of golden white light as it spins and turns, balancing that chakra. This is your chakra of personal power, confidence, courage, leadership. See that golden white ball of light spinning and turning at the solar plexus chakra, healing and balancing that chakra and all of the energies that it rules. Taking a deep breath, breathing in that energy from that golden white light, ball of light. And let's visualize that within that golden white ball of light, there is what appears to be a candle flame of light at the solar plexus chakra. This chakra is ruled by the fire element. So this golden white ball of light represents the fire energy, this candle flame in the middle and center of that, again, is about the fire element. And that fire element is about passion, creativity, creative self-expression, energy, inspiration, take charge ability. It's about vitality and energy. See, sense, feel, or just know that that candle flame at the solar plexus chakra is growing brighter and brighter and brighter with each and every breath that you take. This is again your life force, your motivation, your courage to move forward on the next step of your path. See that candle flame growing brighter and brighter and brighter. And let's take one last deep healing, cleansing, and balancing breath. As you exhale and in your own time, you can open your eyes, returning to this time and place and space. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at our stones of choice for this week's special message card a little bit later. So the first stone of choice is lemon quartz. This is almost clear. I mean, you can see, right? If I don't know, you can see. Yeah, you can see my finger behind it. That's how clear this lemon quartz is, but it's a very light, bright, refreshing kind of energy feeling with this lemon quartz. And lemon quartz is all about having mental clarity, positivity. It's about attracting abundance, having joy and optimism in your life, and having a good sense of creativity. So this is what the lemon quartz is all about. The second stone of choice is bumblebee jasper. So the bumblebee jasper is going to be about willpower, confidence, courage, joy, strength, and self-expression. And then the last stone of choice is golden healer. This almost looks orange, but it's actually a deep, dark golden color. So of course, all three of these stones relates to the solar plexus chakra, which we did our meditation on. The golden healer is known as a master healer stone. It amplifies our intentions. It also provides us with a sense of confidence and motivation. It is helpful with spiritual growth as well as enlightenment. So again, our stones of choice for the week are lemon quartz, bumblebee jasper, and golden healer. Okay, let's set those aside. Let's talk about the astrology for the week. So on Tuesday, July 22nd, we have the sun, which is the ruler of our self-expression, how we shine our light, again, our confidence and our joy. It is moving out of the sign of Cancer, where it's been for the last month, and it's moving into Leo, Leo the lion. It's going to be in Leo until August 22nd. So again, a month, which is typical. Every year around this time, the sun moves into Leo for a month. So this is the beginning of Leo season, that Leo fun in the sun kind of energy, right? We kind of consider this time period almost like the last of our summertime, right? July 22nd through August 22nd, but in fact, summer actually lasts until the sun moves into Libra, which is actually in late September. So it actually extends beyond that, but we kind of feel like, oh, this is the time to really get out there, enjoy the sunshine, go on trips and travel, and also, you know, that Leo energy is about creative self-expression. It's about the inner child too. So this time period, get in touch with your inner child. Get in touch with what brings you joy, what motivates you, what you can step into as far as leadership potential. And again, this creative self-expression. Also on Tuesday the 22nd, the sun in Leo will make a positive sextile aspect to Uranus, the Great Awakener, who has just recently went into Gemini for the next 7 years. So this actually happens late Tuesday and going into the early morning hours of Wednesday, the 23rd, in the Eastern time zone anyway, so you have to adjust your time zone accordingly. But this is an opportunity. This is, again, this creative self-expression, this fun, this joy of this Leo energy, which the sun is shining its light through. And the opportunity is to awaken something, awaken some potential that is within you, awaken the fun that's within you, awaken the inner child, awaken the creativity, awaken the leadership, awaken the vitality, everything that Leo rules. And this is also, I think, awakening some form of new ideas, new thoughts, new perspectives, and maybe something with communication, which could involve speaking, teaching, writing, networking. All of those things, there are opportunities around. Now, on Wednesday, the 23rd, we actually have a little bit of a challenging aspect, and it's between the lovers. We have Venus and Mars. Venus, which rules the divine feminine and rules love and relationships, as well as personal resources like money and finances, she's in vacillating Gemini, changeable Gemini. Now, she's going to be challenging Mars, ruler of divine masculine, or the masculine archetype. And Mars also rules energy, action, and forward movement. He's the warrior planet. And Mars right now is in Virgo. And Virgo, like Gemini, is called a mutable sign, meaning it's not very grounded or focused. It's very changeable and kind of going with the flow sort of thing. So we've got two planets, the lovers, Venus and Mars, in a challenging aspect with one another in signs of the zodiac that are not grounded. So this can bring up some anxiety, it can bring up some nervous energy, it can bring up some lack of clarity and lack of focus, or difficulty and challenges in communication, or in moving forward and completing tasks, communicating with other people because of the signs that they're in. Gemini is all about that mental realm and communication, and Virgo is about the mind and logic and analysis, and so it kind of rules that mind as well. Now, Venus in Gemini just wants to be lighthearted and fun, have fun, right? So in relationships, she wants to be more lighthearted and maybe even a little superficial. Whereas Mars in Virgo wants to pay attention to the details and maybe nitpick a little bit. Maybe, this Mars in Virgo can bring up some frustrations. So here Gemini wants to be light and have fun, and Mars in Virgo is serious and a little bit perfectionistic. So this can cause some challenges in relationships. It can also, again, cause some challenges with any kind of communication situations with any type of person in your life, work, family, etc., friends. This can also be about trying to complete tasks in your life, because Virgo likes to work on tasks, especially Mars in Virgo is putting its energy towards completing tasks. But this challenge could be that we're not focused enough to follow something through to the end or complete something, or we get distracted a lot. This is a really kind of distracting sort of energy. But again, this can cause some challenges potentially in different types of relationship or financial matters. On Thursday, the 24th, this is when we have the new moon in Leo. So now both the moon and the sun are at 2 degrees of Leo. New moons are about new beginnings. So this is about initiating some new energy. And in Leo, we want to initiate our creative self-expression, or we want to initiate that inner child fun energy, that innocence energy. We want to initiate, again, leadership potential, leadership ability. This new moon is going to be in positive aspects called a trine to both Saturn and Neptune. Saturn rules karmic lessons, responsibility, and also bringing things into manifestation or form. Neptune rules the spiritual realm, and Neptune can be about illumination. It rules dreams. It rules things that are intangible, which is interesting because Saturn and Neptune are traveling together. And Neptune rules kind of the intangible, unseen world, but Saturn rules the third dimensional world of manifestation. So actually, together, Neptune and Saturn, and then this new moon being in a positive connection to Neptune and Saturn, can actually be really good with kind of taking the dream or taking the vision, which is Neptune, and bringing it into form, manifesting it in some way, or at least some part of it because of Saturn. So this is a really positive thing. And then right after the new moon on the same day, Thursday, the sun and the moon are going to be opposing Pluto. So Pluto is about death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, big changes. So, and it's about empowerment too. So I feel like this can be a very empowering, creative, beneficial kind of new moon, this new beginning. So, I feel like we start the week with the sun moving into Leo. It feels like, to me, uplifting and creative and fun. We've got that Venus-Mars challenge in the middle of the week, or right after the sun moves into Leo, and then we again come back the next day and have this positive new moon experience. And so there might be a little bit of both positive blessings and some difficulties this week, so we'll find out. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides. So the first card that comes out for the week is the Ace of Wands. This is like the Ace of Fire. Leo is a fire sign, so this goes really well with the sun moving into Leo. So again, we're shifting away from that emotional, watery realm of Cancer, and we're moving into the kind of creative, passionate, fiery realm of Leo. And this card is perfect for that. The Ace of Wands is about a new beginning. It's about the initiation of some new energy. Here we have the initiation of a new vision. We've got this third eye with the flame. It's interesting that we did our meditation on the flame in our solar plexus, the candle flame in the solar plexus. This has the candle flame in the third eye. So this is kind of highlighting this initiation energy on the vision, on the imagination. What can you dream up in your head? What can you kind of be inspired to create? And this person has their eyes closed as if they're meditating, right? When we close our eyes, even if it's just in silent contemplation or meditation, or closing our eyes to visualize something, which I believe this is what this person is doing, it makes the vision much clearer and therefore more able to be brought into manifestation. When we have something that's very clear in our heads, it allows us to manifest it more quickly. Because if we're not clear about what it is that we really want, and we're vacillating and we're unsure and we're not focused, then the universe, can't really support us in the manifestation because we don't know what we want. So this is initiating, and this can go well with the new moon as well on Thursday. Initiation of this new passion, new idea, new vision, new thought, and really kind of holding that vision in a positive state, giving it energy, okay? So this is a positive start to the week as far as the message is concerned. It's also kind of highlighting the root chakra with the red here, the sacral chakra with the orange, and the solar plexus chakra with the yellow here. So we've got the colors of those lower three chakras. Again, the yellow is that personal power. The orange, that sacral chakra, is the creative and the emotions. And then the red here for the root chakra is where we kind of ground something in. We bring it into form. We manifest it. We kind of bring in that sense of security with it. So that is a really great card. Let's see what comes up next. Okay, so here's that Venus squaring Mars, the Venus challenging Mars, the divine feminine and the divine masculine, or the feminine archetype and the masculine archetype that are kind of at odds at one another on Wednesday. This is the Eight of Cups. The number 8 in numerology can be about power, empowerment, or disempowerment. If we take the number 8 and put it on its side, it becomes the infinity symbol, which is all about needing to balance our conscious and subconscious, balance the masculine and the feminine, balance all aspects of life, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. But with the Eight of Cups, you can see the image here is this woman is walking away from something. And that's usually what the Eight of Cups is all about, something that we've been emotionally connected to, because it's cups, and cups is our emotions and our feelings. So we've been emotionally attached to something, and this could even be an idea within ourselves, a belief system or idea. We could be attached to that as well, or it could be a situation and a circumstance. Something we've been attached to maybe has been disempowering us in some way, and it's time to kind of walk away and to take your power back, to own your power again. She's walking towards the horizon. We've got the sun kind of rising here on the horizon. She's walking to something new. She's walking to something more joyous. She's walking towards something illuminating rather than whatever it is that's been kind of putting out her flame. We've got this kind of flame in a cup here, and it looks like it's sitting in the water. And if the water gets into that cup, it's going to put out the flame. So maybe she's felt like her energy and her passion and her inspiration, that whatever the thought, the idea, the perspective, the belief system, the situation, the circumstance, the relationship, whatever it is, maybe she feels like it's been putting out her flame, or there's the possibility of it completely putting out her flame, right? She doesn't want that. So she's going to walk towards that sunset. She's going to walk towards new horizons. She's going to walk towards a new adventure. She's taking her power back. She's owning her power, and she's moving into more of her sense of empowerment within. Okay, let's take a look at the last card. The last card, okay, we've got a major arcana here, major arcana 10, the Wheel of Fortune. So I guess, this is a great card. I'm really happy to see it. I'm trying to think about how it relates to the astrology of the week. I mean, we do have the new moon in fiery, passionate Leo. Maybe it's the aspects that it's making, right, to the Saturn and Neptune, which can again manifest the vision. The new moon is connecting to Pluto, which is about change and transformation and empowerment. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, there's some shift in the wheel, some shift in our karma, or some shift in our circumstances, and we're getting ready to move into something new. The Wheel of Fortune always feels like to me is, we're shifting away from something of the past and we're shifting into something of the new, if you allow yourself, because we can always stay in the past. We can always kind of just go round and round and round on that wheel of karma, right? Which really isn't getting our soul anywhere as far as the evolution and growth of our soul. If we just keep like a hamster wheel spinning round and round and round on the same wheel, we in fact want to move forward. And so this is an opportunity to move forward. It looks like she's needing to balance, or so we're needing to stay balanced during this time. This could be, again, from that shift from the watery emotions of Cancer into the fiery passion of Leo. So stay balanced as we're making that shift. Stay balanced in the middle of the week with the Venus challenging Mars, whatever that has to do with. And she's got some dice around her neck. So it's like, it feels like take a chance, right? Take a chance into something new. Take a chance to walk in a new direction. Take a chance to just try something outside of the box. That's what the dice to me mean. If we roll the dice, we're taking like a risk. We're taking a chance. We're gambling, in other words. So take a gamble, right? If you don't take a gamble, you can't grow or expand or evolve if you stay again on this same wheel, spinning, spinning, spinning on the same wheel. We want to move on to a different wheel and try that out for a while. And she's standing on top of at least 4 wheels here. So, there might be choices here. Maybe there's a choice. Which direction do you want to go in? What opportunity do you want to follow up on? What new expression of yourself do you want to show the world? So, figure out which wheel you want to try out. Balance as you're shifting, roll the dice, take a chance, take a gamble, and allow yourself to move into that new. So basically with the Ace of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune here, this is a really positive indication of moving forward. All right, let's take a look at the message from your angels and guides, depending on your stone of choice. Okay, that first stone of choice was the lemon quartz. So special message for this week for lemon quartz. Special message for the week for the lemon quartz people. This one's calling my attention. So this one says, loved ones in spirit. Interesting. So before the sun moves into Leo on Tuesday, obviously we have Monday the 21st, right? There wasn't anything major going on, but the sun spends its last day in the sign of Cancer, which rules home and family, rules loved ones, right? So here we have loved ones in spirit. So we're either being, visited or guided or spoken to, or maybe we're dreaming about family members or other loved ones that have passed over, and they have some sort of a message to impart. I very recently actually had a dream about my brother who's on the other side and in spirit form again. So, you know, I'm sure because it was such a clear dream that he has a message for me. I just have to kind of think about it and work that message out. So that can be part of the message. I also feel like that it doesn't necessarily mean that our loved ones are in spirit. That again, maybe there's something, some last thing there at the beginning of the week that deals with some home and family matters that we need to kind of move through, adjust, understand, or heal, in other words. I feel like there's a lot of messages here. We've got birds, we've got feathers. So there's definitely messages, communications, whether it be with people that feel like family, that are our family, or again, loved ones in spirit. There's messages and communications that are happening here. The sun is shining through the dark clouds up above here. So maybe we're moving forward, we're leaving behind again, just like the Eight of Cups here. We're walking away from something emotionally disempowering or challenging. So here again, the darker clouds can be indicative of some sort of challenge or difficulty or storm or karmic lesson. But the sun is shining through. The sun is shining through, and they're saying too, loved ones can also be our ancestors. That our ancestors are speaking to us through, again, meditation, dream time, pulling cards for yourself, you know, listening to a podcast, you know, reading an article, that there's messages there for you from our ancestors and from those in spirit, or even, again, those that you consider family in the flesh, that are helping you to move forward at this time. Pay attention to those that you love. You know, again, doesn't have to be biological family. Could be your best friend, could be, you know, other people in your life that you feel a bond with. Pay attention to those people. Let them know that you care, that you're thinking about them. That's the last thing that I get here. All right. Interesting that it looks like a dragonfly down here. Dragonflies are about trusting in the power of light. And since we have the light coming through the clouds, I want to say as a last message, trust in the power of light this week and always. All right, let's put that back in the deck. Special message for the Bumblebee Jasper people. Bumblebee Jasper. Special message for this week for Bumblebee Jasper people. Okay, I'm not seeing anything jump out. Yes, I am right there. Okay, that one. Had to look at it for a minute. So we've got the juggler. So this might feel like we're juggling a lot of things. I want to say this is especially focused in and around that Venus challenging Mars. Because again, Venus is in mutable sign Gemini and Mars is in mutable sign Virgo. And that's change and vacillation and unfocused energies. So I really think that particular transit, as we call it, is really affecting you. You feel like you got a lot going on. Your focus is in many different directions. You have to juggle a lot of things. And so with this one, here she's juggling a clock. She's juggling a dollar bill. She's juggling things with the house and home. She's juggling her own self-care routine with the dumbbells, the exercise weights here. She's got some shoes there. So this could be representative of like moving forward and how do I move forward? So there's all these things that are going on and it's causing you a little bit of imbalance. I want to say that the message here with juggling is not only do you want to, well, I shouldn't say want to, not only do you maybe have to juggle a lot of things, but you want to stay grounded while you're trying to juggle. And since these two signs of the zodiac where Venus and Mars are not grounded, this means take extra special care to ground yourself. How do you ground yourself? Meditation, walks in nature, maybe a healing bath with essential oils, walking barefoot on the earth, and whatever else works for you. Maybe it's singing and dancing. Maybe it's art and creating, which would be good right now with the sun moving into creative Leo. Maybe get out your, notebook and different utensils to kind of draw with or write with, colored pencils or whatever it might be. That can help to kind of bring a sense of grounding to this energy of needing to juggle so many things. I would also suggest making a list, a to-do list, And even if it has to be a daily to-do list, what do I need to do? I need to pick up this person at this time. I need to also make sure I make this phone call before the end of the day. I need to, write up this or go and do this errand or whatever it is. If we have this list at the end of the day, maybe we need to make it in the morning. Maybe we need to make the list for the next day the night before and add to it along the way. But if we have a list, we can check off the list and make sure that we do things, especially when we've got lots that's going on and lots of things to juggle. All right, and then the last stone of choice was the Golden Healer. Special message for the Golden Healer people. Golden Healer people for this week. Special message. This one keeps calling my attention. Oh, loved ones again. That's interesting. Interesting. So our loved ones in spirit really have a message and want to connect with us, which is interesting because I feel like that's more Cancerian energy, which by Tuesday, at some point on Tuesday, I don't remember what time the sun moves into Leo, but we're moving into a different type of energy. So same messages that the lemon quartz people had is going to apply to the Golden Healer people. It seems like we need to tie up some loose ends maybe, or give some attention to our home, our family, our loved ones, connecting to people we care about, nurturing them, caring for them, spending time with them. This could even slightly be connected to that Leo inner child energy because we've got a child here. Maybe we need to spend more time with our children, having fun with them, taking them to the playground. Maybe it's your grandchildren. So taking them to the playground, or drawing with them, or singing with them, or teaching them something new that's fun. Not that's just like education, but that's something fun. So something's being highlighted around our loved ones, both in spirit, as the card says, but I'm going to say also in human form, including our friends as well as family. Okay, is there anything else there that we can see? And again, there's a couple of dragonflies. I saw the big one down here, but there's also a dragonfly right here. At first I thought it was a bird, but there's actually a little tail on it, so that's a dragonfly. So definitely trusting in the power of light this week and letting the light guide you towards the next step of your path, letting that light shine through the storm clouds that have been maybe surrounding you for however long, and letting it guide you to something new and inspirational. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for this weekly reading. Make sure to check out my new website, ColleenLemma.com. Check out all the services and the classes and lectures and events and the shop page. I want to know what you think. Thank you for your comments on my YouTube videos. I'm going to have to go in there soon and catch up and reply to some of those comments, but thank you so much. I appreciate all of your love and support. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram if you haven't already, and please connect with my meetup group. My meetup group, meetup.com, and then look up Sacred Soul Empowerment. That's my meetup group, and you'll see all my lectures, classes, events, and everything that's going on, and you'll have the you'll be in the know of what's coming up. So sending you all lots of love and light and many, many blessings. Namaste, everyone.